So, truthfully, I didn't know what Juneteenth was.
I had no clue before.
I've seen it on my calendar before, but I didn't know what it was because I've never heard of it in school.
Yeah.
So
I
again,
actually learned about it in from a TV show.
Really?
Recently.
Do you remember what it was?
It was called Watchmen, but it wasn't even super African American related. They did have a lot of African American characters, but it was and they talked about that. Yeah. So before we go any further, I do want to share for people that don't know. Again, this is coming from another account that I think did a really great job at explaining some of the facts here. I am Asa Duggar. I hope I said that right. But she made this awesome post that kind of just says everything clearly, and there's a lot more to this. But basically, Juneteenth celebrates the end of slavery in the United States. Most Americans celebrate the 4th of July as Independence Day, but she said, let's be clear that black people were not free. Texas was the last state to abolish slavery and the first state to recognize Juneteenth as an official state holiday. Juneteenth still has not been declared a national holiday in America. President Abraham Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation on January 1st, 1863, yet the news of freedom landed in Galveston, Texas 2.5 years later on June 19th, 1865. So for 2.5 years in the Deep South, there were plenty of people that didn't even know that they were free yet.
It's crazy.
It's so weird that, we have so many holidays which we don't always know the history of, but because even in school we're just so used to celebrating them and doing little crafts and little assignments around them. I feel like this was
important though. I feel like we should this should have been a part of our American history class.
Yeah. And
also, there's no I remember learning about slavery and the Holocaust, but I feel like this was.
I also just found out about Black Wall Street. I didn't know that was a thing either. I had never heard of Black Wall Street, and there was this whole, town and where
they literally
black people were succeeding, and it was taken down, and it's just so crazy that all of this is shoved away and it's not put in front of us.
If you're able to admit that you didn't know something and that you now know it or you're learning from it, I feel like that's way more respectable than just pretending you oh, I know it, I just I'm not going to speak for whatever it is. I think there's a lot to learn for all of us. There's a lot of things that we don't know, and it's not necessarily our fault for coming across in history, but now that we are being made aware of it, I do think it becomes our responsibility to do our research.
If you believe in freedom, if you believe in justice and some other important American values, then you don't put a condition to them. And anybody that understands that people are truly just wanting to be free and they want justice will not get offended or scared to stand up for what's right.